I guess we'll move on, man, and get to some movie news. We'll talk about a really anticipated superhero movie coming out in 2021.
Yeah.
The next Batman movie, which is rumored to be entitled The Batman. It's going to be directed by Matt Reeves, who directed Dawn for the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. It's been very anticipated for years now. Like, we heard about him signing on over 2 years ago.
You just named the Planet of the Apes. That's easily top. It could be top 5 trilogies of the decade.
Yeah,
easy.
low-key. That's all I really need to know, to be like, oh, I'm confident this is going to be
easy.
good.
It's sensational.
Yeah. So in these past couple of weeks, we've gotten some big casting news. Like, we're starting to really see the cast formulate around what this movie is going to be, and so it's looking really solid. And so at this point, we got Robert Pattinson obviously in the title role as Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He was casted a while ago, and we learned about him being a part of the movie. We've already touched on Zoe Kravitz being Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman.
Yeah.
Really excited about that.
I am.
Just to add on to the list, some people that we haven't really had the chance to talk about. Jeffrey Wright is going to be playing Police Commissioner Gordon.
That's going to be...
Oh, man.
I just hope they give him screen time.
Please.
Because Jeffrey Wright is already amazing.
Yeah.
And we already know, Commissioner Gordon kind of goes up and down in terms of screen time, right?
True.
But... Ew, just give it to him.
Because J.K. Simmons in Justice League didn't have that much screen time as Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
He wasn't in it that much. And I love J.K., and I would have liked to see more, but I agree. Let's do a lot with this Commissioner Gordon. And I think that they will, and we'll talk about that in a second with who else they've casted. But they've also casted Paul Dano as Edward Nygma, a.k.a. the Riddler.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit, too.
Yeah, a little bit. We touched on that. That's obviously one of Batman's most iconic villains. We haven't seen the Riddler on screen in quite a while, since Jim Carrey, right? Yeah, it's been a while. So that'll be interesting to see him back. The newer additions that have happened over the past week, this is where it gets really interesting. So we have Colin Farrell,
crazy,
who is playing Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin. Wow. Now this was the role that the rumor was that Jonah Hill was going after before negotiations broke down with his involvement, and apparently it was salary negotiations didn't work out, but this was the rumor role he was going to play. Now we have Colin Farrell playing the Penguin. What are your thoughts about that, man? We haven't seen the Penguin on screen since the early 90s film Batman Returns with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
So this will be the first time we're seeing it back. What are your thoughts on Colin Farrell?
I'm still trying to figure it out, right? Because a lot of people thought... Some people were upset that Jonah Hill was going after the Penguin role because they didn't want him to be typecasted. But in my mind, it doesn't make any sense because if you're made for a role, you're made for a role. That's like saying Ryan Reynolds got typecasted into Deadpool.
Right?
You're no, he was born for this role.
That's who he should be playing.
And Jonah Hill kind of looks like a penguin to a lot of people. That's okay.
True.
The character, right? Not like an actual penguin.
Yeah.
But it looks like he could definitely kill the penguin role. So bringing in Colin Farrell, I don't know yet, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of, in my mind, they didn't typecast, right? Colin Farrell doesn't look like a person I'll pay the penguin. But for me, it makes me more excited, right?
Yeah.
What can this person bring to this character that I might not be seeing in the foreseeable future?
For sure.
And I think he'll do amazing. It's Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Colin Farrell has a really great resume. I think he's a fine actor. I'm really excited to see what he'll bring to the role. And again, we haven't seen the Penguin on screen in quite a while. That'll be a different dimension of a villain that we have not explored. And I actually think the Penguin is one of, not my favorite Batman villains, but I really do enjoy just the storyline and his relationship to Bruce a lot. So
I think I like how weird the Penguin is.
Yeah,
right?
super strange.
He's super strange. He's not like Joker weird. He's just different. He's just weird. He's just a weird guy. And I think Colin Farrell do a good job. What was the last Colin Farrell movie you seen?
Probably Widows. Oh,
shoot, I forgot about that.
He was in Widows.
The thing that comes to my mind is actually Fantastic Beasts. That was 3 years ago or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
He was in, that's the thing that comes to my mind. The last thing he was in.
Yeah, he plays a lot of service roles almost. He's typically in supporting roles, but I think he always knocks it out the park. So
he does.
Excited about that. The next one we have, I'm also really excited about this and did not see it coming, but it actually makes all the sense in the world when you really think about it, I think. Andy Serkis is playing Alfred Pennyworth.
It still blows my mind, honestly.
Which I feel like with Alfred as a character, we're going in so many different directions, like in the past like decade for like who this character is, like versus the way he was depicted in the Dark Knight trilogy with like Michael Caine, versus like how he was portrayed in the Gotham TV show. Yeah. To now there's like a Pennyworth TV series that airs on Epix. So it's like Alfred as a character has actually like grown a lot of stock over the past decade. But Andy Serkis, I mean, that's different. Yeah,
it's another character I honestly don't see yet.
Yeah.
Because Andy is so, I don't even know what the word is. His versatility doesn't, even though he's crazy versatile, still doesn't fit Alfred Pennyworth, right? Like he's Caesar and he's, you know what I mean? He's Schmeagol. Yeah, he's Gollum. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, so all of a sudden you're going to be Alfred Pennyworth? Yeah. Or like, you can even think, even most recently, he was in Black Panther, right? True. And you're just like, as Claw, and you're just like, you're gonna be Alfred?
Yeah. It's different for sure. I think the reason it makes sense for me only because like Matt Reeves and him have worked together because of the Caesar role, right? So I think Matt Reeves probably I mean, he knows the talent level of Andy Serkis. We know Andy Serkis is incredibly talented. You know,
I mean, for me,
does all the things.
For me, this is arguably the heaviest hitter on the whole cast. Andy Serkis is
quite possibly is
a legend at this point. Like, not just as an actor, but as a like face. You know what I mean? Like he does good all around. Like this is Andy Serkis.
People
like,
know who he is.
People know who he is, and now he has these characters that are just known globally at this point.
No, totally. I'm really excited about him being a part of the cast. And then just added, like, before the recording of the show, we have a newcomer, Jamie Lawson, who is been, casted in an unconfirmed role. We don't know who she's playing, but she's fresh out of, like, Juilliard. Like, she just finished school, and she's now joining this huge blockbuster movie. Now, people are speculating who she's going to play. I'm hearing a lot of Barbara Gordon. I'm hearing a lot of that.
I mean, you got a black Commissioner Gordon.
Yep.
And then you add another black girl.
Listen.
So it's like people are trying to put two and two together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who else could she be?
True.
Unless it's another villain role, right?
That we don't know about,
It could be a young Poison Ivy or something crazy, right? It could be, you know what I'm saying? She hasn't been casted yet.
Yeah.
So me personally, I really do just want a young Barbara Gordon.
Oh my goodness.
Because a black Batgirl. Look, I've already talked about these black women in these comic books.
Yeah. No, there's so many directions you can go with it. Like between like doing, Batgirl or doing like Oracle even, like exploring that territory if they wanted to. Like there's just so many different ways that you can sort of explore that and like really expand upon it. So looking forward, to the Batman a lot. The cast is just like going crazy. The only other thing I want to ask about, like at this point we got a feel for the cast and the roles that they are playing. Like what are the storylines that we perhaps foresee this movie being about? Like I've heard rumors of, maybe it's going to be an adaptation of Hush, or maybe it's going to be The Long Halloween. Yeah. Like what do we think that might look like for the movie?
It has to be The Long Halloween, or like you said, an adaptation. It's okay to like have long Halloween ideas, right, and venture off.
Oh, sure, and do something else.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah. Draw from that for that inspiration. Yeah. But The Long Halloween is the way the characters are set up. That's the only thing I can think of, right? It's like the Sinister Six of Batman. Like, you are really setting up all these villains in this one movie. You only have so much time. There's no way the movie's going to be 4 hours, right? So it has to be something like The Long Halloween in my mind, unless at some point they say it's a part 1 and a part 2. That's the only way,
right?
So yeah,
that's also it's a story that we haven't seen adapted so far to like any sort of like theatrical on screen.
Top 5 Batman comic lines of all time.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be really popular if that is what it turns out to be.
Only thing that's missing in my mind, you could have all these people. I would say, like I said, add another woman villain, right, like a Poison Ivy or something else, and then I would say you add a secret Joker in here.
We have not. Yeah, maybe it's like a new casting of.
It could be a new casting.
True.
You got yourself something else, or even at the end of the movie, hint at something like a new Joker coming, right?
Sure.
Or people might be tired of that, but it is what it is. The Joker is
I mean, it's Joker.
He's forever.
Yeah,
it's Joker forever.
It's Joker.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
We're always gonna have Joker. So
always gonna have Joker.
It'll be great, man. I'm super excited for this movie. It's good to finally start to see it come together. We're getting casting news and we're getting a lot of rumors and stuff. So it'll be here before we know it. It's coming out June 2021. Again, directed by Matt Reeves. Has a great cast already. We'll sort of stay tuned to see who else might get added over the next few weeks and months. And see what this movie ends up shaping up to be.